Okay, Starcade 2018. I didn't have to do the show. But because Impact is not really showing anything right now, and I wanted to put something out, here you go. House show of Starcade. It hurts to know they're using such a wonderful pay-per-view in this manner. It just does. I'm sorry. Anyone else would just say, well, they just did this. Now, look. If the WWE had brains in their head, they know people love Starcade. And they could have made it into a legitimate pay-per-view. Hell, they could replace easily TLC with Starcade. They can replace TLC with Starcade. Change the name, use Starcade, make it at the end of the year. It would actually be something different. Do certain things that are similar to what Starcade did back in the early 80s and 90s. And to the last matches in the 2000s. That would be something special. But you get what you get. I don't have any images other than the one you see that's right there. Because there was no point in taking any images at all. Well, I'll take that back. I did take images. And admittedly, because this show was boring, I fell asleep parts of it. And I don't usually fall asleep during a show. Very rarely I fall asleep. Admittedly, lately I have kind of fallen asleep on most Raw. Because I have seen Raw. And that's due to the fact I'm still working with my animation. So after I do my animation, eat something, and I watch Raw, I fall asleep. Because it's not very interesting. Puts me to sleep. But in this situation, even though I ate my dinner a little before I watched this show, I just fell asleep. I fell asleep on the match with Rusev and... let's get to the show. Opening of the show. You got Elias with Ric Flair. Now, legitimately, I didn't mind this. Elias is very good as an opener. He really is. But the minute you wanted Nia Jax, Tamina, Mickie James, and Alicia Fox to come out, I knew that this wasn't going to be fun. And I was right. An 8-woman tag. An 8-woman tag with guess who? Bayley, Sasha, Ember Moon, and guess who they threw in there who they don't usually show? The sexy, nice, curvy Dana Brooke. And for what I believe, because I fell asleep on it. I watched the majority of it and I just got bored and then I just fell asleep. My guess is the Faces won. Yeah, the Faces won. I think I did wake up just before the next thing when it came to Rey and Shinsuke Nakamura. The Faces won. I know I fell asleep at least for a couple of moments. Maybe about 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes of the entire thing. I was bored because I've seen nothing but tag matches for the women for so long. I tune out. Tag matches for the women should be something interesting, and it's not. Now, did we have anything interesting in Miz TV? I'll say this. Rey talked well. Talking about how special Starcade was to him because he was involved with the last Starcade before it was finally stopped when WCW ended. So that was a good thing. It felt nostalgic. When it came to Shinsuke, he made it very clear he didn't give a damn about Arcade. Because he said it just like that. What was it? Arcade? At first. And then he said Starcade. He said to Miz, Arcade. And Miz is trying to tell him this is Starcade. And Shinsuke pretty much said, I know it is. I know it's Starcade. And I don't care about Starcade. This really didn't mean much. After the little beatdown from Shinsuke to Rey, they had a short match that got DQ'd. The Miz and Shinsuke started beating up on Rey, and Rusev, who had legitimately the highest pop in the place in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm lucky I remember that. He got a huge pop, which wasn't that great. I mean, two things about that arena. One, the crowd wasn't that super into it. They just weren't. It is a house show, for goodness sake, just called Starcade. But then one of the things that really got me, and I'm sure a few people are going to review on it, the reverberation of the mic, whenever it was used, was hard, 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 hard. It was bad. It was like an indie show. And I think the WWE tried to make it that way. It just sounded bad. And it threw off the show. But I'm not surprised the WWE let it happen. I believe the faces won here. Rusev won with Ray. And we move on to the last match. I didn't care about AJ and Samoa Joe, because I know Samoa Joe's hurt. He cut a wonderful promo that's on YouTube. And the problem here is this, ladies and gentlemen. The reason Samoa Joe, as far as I'm concerned, has been getting hurt is due to the fact, not because he's accident prone or injury prone, it's due to the fact that, what is he doing? He's killing himself in the ring for nothing. The minute he came onto the main roster, he got buried by Roman Reigns. He got buried by Braun Strowman. He's been buried by SmackDown Live dealing with AJ Styles. The guy should have already been a champ. So I was sad. I saw the match. It was an average match. I didn't care. For the simple reason I know that Joe is hurt, and he's still working hurt. Now, I don't know if he's going to go out or not, but the point is, even if he wasn't hurt, they're doing nothing with him. He should be champ. He should be, but he's not. He's just a waste of time. Now, was this house show a waste of time? Yes, it was. The only thing that was good was the Elias segment, and that's the truth. Seeing Rick come out and Elias playing so well, for me personally, that was a highlight of the show. I'm sure people are going to say, well, guess what? You got Rusev, who was so hot. I'm sorry. Rusev is not hot. Rusev is barely even looked at. He's no longer Aiden English. He's now stuck in the same spot he was for the last 4 years, doing nothing except going after the U.S. title. He's not doing anything. The WWE is not doing anything with his talent. And it's sad. And that's it for this review. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you don't have to do anything. Just, that's it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.